Hello and welcome. This is Dania and today I'm going to be making a pirate map gift card holder. This time I'm gonna be working on the outside and inside of my card at the same time using 2 pieces of Bristol smooth paper. So I'm starting out by tracing the outline of this new lift the flap die with my pencil to give me an idea on where to draw and stop the different elements of my map. Then I'm gonna draw a very soft coastline on both pieces. For my card today, I'm gonna be using the Ahoy Matey stamps by Lawnfawn, which include little elements that are perfect for creating treasure maps. I'm using VersaFine Vintage Sepia ink because I'm going to color my map with watercolor markers and this ink is waterproof. Whoops, and it seems that I need to fix my coastline so these palm trees are on land. So once my map is all stamped, I'm going to erase the coastline almost completely. I will still need to see it for reference, but I won't be able to erase it later, so now it's the right time to do this. So today I'm gonna be using my cycling color brush markers for coloring, and I'm starting out with a blue marker following the outside of my coastline, doing a white stroke, and then I'm going to blend this with my flat brush and some water. So I use the water to spread the color so that it fades as we move away from the coastline. Then I'm going to take a brown marker and I'm going to repeat the same process again, but this time I'm going to be following the inside of the coastline that I purposely drawn with my pencil. Next, I'm gonna be coloring all the elements of the map, combining different markers and blending them with a fine tip brush and only a tiny bit of water. Even when this is not watercolor paper, it has a smooth surface that I really like when coloring with these watercolor markers, and it handles water pretty well too. Now the map looks brand new, and that's not what we want. So I'm going to give it an old look with some antique linen distress ink. But first, I'm going to tear the edges of my pieces of paper using my hands for that. And to achieve a more natural look, I tried to do it in an irregular way. When I have finished tearing my two mops, it's time to take my ink blending tool and apply some antique linen distress ink all over the surface of the paper. Then I switch to vintage photo, which is a darker brown, and I'm applying it to only the edges and some random spots. I'm not blending it with antique linen because I'm looking for a dirty look. For my sentiment, I've die cut some letters with the Louis ABC's dies to create the word ahoy, and I didn't cut the letter O because I'm going to use my little boat instead. So now I'm gonna be working on the front of my card, and I'm going to glue down these letters using liquid glue, and then I can go ahead and adhere my little boat in place with some foam adhesive. But what kind of pirate map could this be if it doesn't lead to a treasure? So I'm gonna take my lobster ink and stamp the X that's going to mark the spot. And then I'm going to add some waves to the ocean with merman ink to add some more detail to the maps. And finally, I'm going to draw a path to the treasure. So I'm taking a red marker and I'm gonna draw a path from the little boat on the outside of the car to the X on the inside. I start off with thin lines and then I make them thicker to match the X mark. So now I have a craft card base and I'm going to adhere my front panel on it, and then I'm taking again the lift flap die and I'm going to die cut the inside map using it. And this die is just perfect to hide little surprises in your cards. This is the biggest one included in the set and it is the perfect size for a gift card. So to create a pair of round cuts that will hold my gift card in place, I'm gonna be using this simple gift card slot die. I'm using my map with the flap open to line up the die correctly, and I like to use some washi tape to keep it in place while running it through my die cutting machine. When adhering this to the inside of the card, make sure to not apply any adhesive on the flap. To complete my sentiment, I'm gonna be heat embossing one of the greetings included in the Ahoy Matey stamp set. So I started off by using my powder tool and then I'm stamping the word with Versamark ink and applying some white embossing powder on top of it. Now I'm just heating it up with my heat tool so the powder melts. Then I'm going to use my scissors to cut a little banner out of the stripe, and then I'm going to adhere it to the front of my card using some foam adhesive. To finish off the card, I decided to add a little hidden message that will be revealed when the gift card is removed from the slots. So I'm using lobster ink again, and this sentiment is from the Ahoy Matey stamp set as well. To keep the flap closed, I applied a bit of Tombow Mono Multi Glue and let it dry completely. When you do this, this glue is repositionable so you can open and close the flap multiple times. And that's our card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!